Hello beer geeks, welcome to 2022, welcome to the Craft Beer channel, and welcome to the Brewdio. Yes, that's right, we're going with Brewdio. So I hope you had an amazing festive period, maybe some time off, lots of beautiful beers, but I also hope you kind of missed us a little bit. It was a quieter end to 2021 considering the amazing year that we had despite everything. We really nailed down our homebrew content and had a lot of fun doing that. We found sponsors for that, we found sponsors for our amazing podcast, and we also put together some really great content despite the fact we haven't been able to travel. Now, 2021, that was a great year. We loved it. Thank you so much for all of your support. But 2022 is the year that we want the Craft Beer channel to come of age. We want to make an even better YouTube channel, but we also want to make an even better world and an even better beer scene. And that means we're turning to you to ask for help. So before we get down to how you guys can get involved and really help us, let's have a little chat about the plans we've already got. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the fact that over the last couple of days, I have been booking flights. Yes, one of the things that we've really missed during the last 2 years is actually traveling. And we're going to start opening that up as safely as we can and doing as much travel content and as many brewery features as we possibly can, because we know that that's the content that you guys love and it's kind of our bread and butter. It's what's got us to where we are. So there's going to be lots more of that with lots more diverse, exciting, unusual and often historic breweries being involved. So flights are being booked. Then we've got our homebrew content. So we're really excited about where we can take it now that we've got this amazing space. Behind me right now, I've got a Bohemian Pilsner decocted, all whole cone SARS, 4 weeks lagering going on here, blipping away. And then just here, I've just transferred our first ever West Coast IPA. And it's a collaboration with one of the OGs of American craft beer, one of the brewers, or the brewer possibly of the best IPA in the world, and I cannot wait for that video in a couple of weeks. But before that, of course, we have to talk about this space. So this is the Brewdio, this is the brew studio, and this is where all of our non-travel content, when we're not going out to the world, that's where this is going to be filmed. And the first bit of content we're going to do is how we built it. So it was built almost from scratch between me, Brad, quite a lot of help from some parents as well. And we're going to be showing that process. It's a very wholesome video with the in-laws and my dad getting involved. But also we've put so much love into this. There's so many little features that we've learned from visiting breweries all over the world that we've applied to this tiny space, this amazing Grainfather brewery behind us, and obviously the studio setup as well. So that's going live in a couple of weeks, and it's a really exciting addition to the Craft Beer channel for 2022. On top of that, we've got collaborations. We're talking collaborations with other YouTubers, other homebrewers, other breweries. We might even have our own cask ale coming out in a couple of months, which we're dead excited about. So that is all coming up, and that's the kind of direction we want to take it. We want to be brewing more, but we want to be telling more stories as a result. It's not just about the brewing process, it's about the culture behind it, the excitement behind it, the people behind it, and the places behind it, and we're so excited to be going to places again. But actually, it's cask that I wanted to talk to you about. So we're really keen to make sure that this platform we've built, this community that we've built, is a positive force. And I'm not just talking about, increasing diversity, which is hugely important. There's a huge reckoning in 2021 about the ethics of craft beer, and we are definitely going to be doing content around that. But the other thing that we got really passionate about in 2021 was cask ale and kind of traditional brewing in general. So as we start to travel around the world again, as we start to do some more ambitious content, we're really hoping that we can dig into the traditional stuff that's been going on all around the world, and that starts with cask ale. You'll remember that in association with Fuller's last year, we put together a 5-part documentary all about why cask ale is so amazing, called #Keep Cask Alive, and we're going to be doing that again this year. It's going to be our main kind of tentpole piece and our main passion for this year. And we need your help to make sure that happens. You'll remember in the last episode, we said that we wanted to get cask ale listed by UNESCO as an example of intangible cultural heritage. And since we did that, we've been working hard behind the scenes to try and make that happen. And we've hit some serious roadblocks, but also been contacted by some amazing people who are going to help us overcome that and make this happen. It's not going to be easy, it's going to take a couple of years, but we're going to be documenting the whole process and ensuring that one of the most important sort of cultural phenomenons that Britain's ever added to this world, which is cask ale and pubs, are protected for future generations. And I 100% believe, even more strongly after the content that we made, that cask ale is the lifeblood of the British beer industry and also the inspiration for so much of the American brewing that has already done so much to protect beer culture as a whole. So we need to make sure that it's still there for future generations. Now, that leads me on to how you guys can help. There's so much that you can do, and not a lot of it is going to cost you a lot of money. One of them might. Everything else is just supporting what we do and getting involved and helping us produce amazing content. So the first thing you can do, and I'm only going to do a quick pitch, is join our Patreon. So from $2 a month, you can join our Patreon forum. It's on Discord, which is just like an online chat room, and in there we have about 300 beer geeks all chatting every day. Brad and me in there talking about it as well. We've got the general nonsense channel where people chat. We've got the homebrewing channel. We've got the bottle share channel where you can talk about what you're drinking. We've got the lowbrow channel where Brad talks about geeky tech stuff, and everybody can give him ideas about what he should film in coming episodes. So all that is in there, and we'd love you to join. If you go for higher tiers, you can also get merchandise, amazing patches, gorgeous prints like the one up here. You can get that if you put some money in. So please join that. That's the best way that you can support the channel. If you don't have the money, or if you already support 1 million people, another way that you can really help is just by signing up to our mailing list. That's where all of our news, all of our call outs for help when we're looking for experts, and we found so many, particularly for the UNESCO campaign through this, that's where that goes. So there's a link to join the Patreon and a link to join our mailing list below. The other thing you can do, and it's a bit more short term, is every year we release a survey in which we ask what you thought of last year's content, what you like seeing, what you don't, what you think about the beer industry, and several sort of questions within that. And that went live a couple of days ago. We've already had over 400 responses. Thank you so much. But we'd love to have more. So there's a link to that survey below as well. And within that, you get a chance to say exactly the content that you want. Now, another way that you can support us is to join our podcast. Something that's come out from our survey already is that not all of you know that we have a podcast. So we do have a podcast. It's amazing. It's called The Bubble. Every month we do a monthly feature in which we talk to somebody outside of the beer industry about their world. So we've talked to people that collect vintage Vans shoes. We've talked to Ollie Smith, the amazing wine writer and wine presenter. We've talked to the drummer from Frightened Rabbits, who recently set up a cider distribution company in a cider shop after the tragic death of his brother, who was the singer of Frightened Rabbits. And we talk about grief, we talk about alcohol, we talk about new beginnings, and it's a really heartfelt podcast. We talk to comedians, we talk to Dungeons and Dragons enthusiasts, all these people that have these geeky worlds, and we find out what makes them tick and how we can learn stuff applicable to the beer industry through that. But on top of that, every single Friday at 5 p.m, we release our weekly podcast, the Friday 5 p.m. podcast. And in that, it's just me and Brad shooting the shit over a beer on a Friday. We talk about beer news, we talk about world news, we talk about what we've been doing that week with the Craft Beer channel. But most fun is that we read through the comments on that week's video and respond to them and have quite often little arguments with people online about what they said to us or about us in the comments, because we do read every single one of those comments. I reply to pretty much every single one if I can think of something humorous to say. So we read through those, and then we also take questions. So you can send in your questions to us and we'll answer them on the podcast there and then. So please do listen to our podcast. It's great. We love it. It's been a huge success story. It's now sponsored by the Malt Miller, who help us with all our homebrew content, and it's really growing and it's a lot of fun. The final way that you can help is in the comments right now below. We want to know exactly what you want to hear, what you want to see, and what you want us to do over the coming years, not just 2022, but going forward. So let us know what you think about the Craft Beer channel. Let us know the content that you want to see, and any other comments you might have. You can be brutal. It's absolutely fine. I promise I won't be brutal back. I will take everything on the chin. Well, it depends how many beers I've had, if I'm honest. But please do put your comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. So all that's left to say is that we've already got a huge roster of content all lined up, all ready to film. We're so excited about the rest of this year, and all I want to do is say thank you so much for watching through 2021 and 2020. You know, 2 really tough years for us on the Craft Beer channel, but also, you know, they've really changed us as a channel. The focus on the homebrew, the focus on culture, the focus on sort of style guides and stuff like that. that have done really, really well on YouTube. It's completely changed our business, and it is a business now. It is a fully functioning, profitable business, which we never thought it would be when we started this in 2013. So thank you so, so much for watching. Thank you so, so much for all the comments. And please, please, please keep them coming, and we'll do our best to keep making content that you all love. So next week we have our big in 2022, our rundown of the trends and the breweries that we think will have a big year. And that's one of our most popular and most watched videos. So watch out for that, going live next week. And otherwise, yeah, hit us up in the comments with some ideas, and we'll see you soon.